Welcome to our home on wheels for the next 2 months. Before we show you around our cute little home, we want to talk to you about what we're actually doing here and how we even got into this RV. We are spending about 2 months or 51 days in this RV. We are out on the West Coast. We picked this RV up in San Diego where my aunt and uncle live. Shout out Uncle Dave and Aunt Deb for letting us crash at your house for a few days and helping us get totally set up with our RV. Thanks, Uncle Dave and Aunt Deb. We love you. So we picked up our RV in San Diego. Now we are here at the Grand Canyon for a few days and we are going to be making a giant loop of the West. So we're going to go up to Utah, up to Yellowstone, over to Oregon, and back down through California over the next 2 months. And to make this decision for people who have literally never RV'd before, we are not handy and we don't want to own a little home on wheels. There's a ton of people doing super cool stuff to Sprinter vans and we were like, wow, that's awesome. We are not handy people at all, like the least handy. We can't do anything. So
and buying a van is a long-term commitment.
And we weren't ready for that. So we thought, how could we do this really cool adventure that everybody seems to be loving, but not make that kind of commitment and not have to try to fix up a Sprinter van? So we found a solution through RV Share.
So you may or may not have heard of RV Share, but it is a really cool platform. It's basically just like Airbnb or VRBO for renting RVs. So we were able to comb through a number of individual listers to find an RV that fit our needs. Now, there's lots of types out there. We ultimately settled on a Class C, which is a little bit of a smaller RV. So what we actually have, again, reference to van life, this is a Mercedes Sprinter van chassis, and on the top of it is a Winnebago Navion shell, which means that it, again, is one of the smaller RVs that are actually out there. In total, it's about 25.5 feet long, ignoring the slide outs, and that allows us to fit in a number of additional parks compared to some of the larger RVs. So RVs can range in size up to potentially 40 feet long. Those are much more of a challenge, not to mention much less fuel efficient. In this case, our RV even gets 14 to 18 miles per gallon highway on its diesel engine. We absolutely love this RV. It is perfect for our needs, especially since it's just the two of us traveling. And it worked out where it ran about $150 per night when you include all of the fees that come with the RV Share platform. Now, there is one important piece of that puzzle. RV Share does automatically charge an insurance rate that's additional supplemental insurance on top of your rental. Now, in our case, we were very lucky. We have State Farm coverage, and there are several insurance companies where if you already have private insurance, you can actually get what's referred to as a binder. This allowed us to forego the RV insurance coverage, which turned out to save us $2,000 over the 51-day journey. Now, since we're newbies to this RV lifestyle, one of the decisions that we made early on, especially for the beginning of our trip, was that we are staying at a number of full hookup sites. So this does add additional cost to the journey. So a lot of hookup sites range from, say, $40 to $80, depending upon the quality. And with the full hookup generally comes an array of services, mainly electricity, water, and then sewage. Boondocking just means you're camping and parking the RV, sleeping in it overnight without any of those full hookup services, in which case the RV is still equipped to handle everything you'd want to do. All things considered for us, given again that I'm not the most handy individual.
I'm not handy at all. I can't do anything.
This was a perfect hybrid for us to be able to bring our stuff with us, go on this epic journey, and be able to do so where we can hand keys back and not worry about the issues and hassles that come with owning a van or an RV, for that matter, when we're done with our trip.
So now that we've talked a little bit about how we came to find this RV and how we actually acquired it, we're going to give you a little tour around our little home. This little RV is a lot more than it might look from the outside. So up front is obviously our cab. So since this is an RV that's also a car, it's not a trailer, these cab seats are really, really comfortable. They're what you drive in and you can turn these around and it's a driver's seat and the passenger seat. But the coolest thing is that you can turn these and face them towards the inside of the RV for when you're not driving the car, which just adds some more seating space, which is awesome and totally useful and great because they are super comfy. They actually come with booster seats so that your feet aren't at an awkward angle on the floor right here. So over here we have our little dinette space, and this is actually a pop out. So this RV has 2 pop outs. So this one pops all the way out and just gives you a little more floor space. But when it's in, you still have a little bit of space. So that's actually really convenient for when you have to go to the bathroom on the road. You don't even have to get out of the car. But this has lots of storage and it even turns into a bed. Underneath these is even more storage. Up above the cab is actually a little bed, but we're using it as storage because we're the only 2 that sleep in here, so we don't really need an extra bed, and we just use it to throw a bunch of crap that we don't have space for. This is our little kitchen, and I was a little nervous because it's kind of small, but it actually works pretty well, mostly because you have an extra table in the dinette that can help you with space. But we have a sink with these little covers on it, which really work well. They're actually, we use them as cutting boards, which because other people did first, and that's really convenient. We're drying dishes right now, but under here is a little 2-burner gas stove that works really well and runs off of our propane tank, so you can even use it when you're boondocking. And then we have a microwave. This microwave is a convection microwave, which means technically you can bake in it, but we don't have all the pieces for it, so we can't actually use it as a convection microwave. So if you rent an RV, check and make sure there's a rack if you have a convection microwave, because it is 100% required to use the convection. We have a full-sized fridge, well, not really full-size, full RV-sized fridge and freezer, but they're actually pretty spacious. You have kind of a lot of space. Every time you open it, you have to be a little careful because stuff might fall out. But it's actually quite large. We have it filled with all of our produce and deliciousness in here, but you have a pretty good amount of space in these. And there is a pretty good amount of storage in the kitchen. You have 3 ginormous drawers completely under the sink and above here and above your kitchenette. So you have a ton of storage space, which is awesome and something to look for. We have a TV number 1 right in the kitchen, which is great, across from the dinette or across from the chairs. You can swivel it out and it can connect to like your phone. You can do an HDMI if you want to do your laptop. And then they also have a set up with a DVD player in here. So there's like fun movies that they gave us. We're gonna watch Ice Age later. This is the bathroom, which is like the coolest part of an RV because you don't ever have to go somewhere else to go to the bathroom. It's really small, but it actually works pretty well. So, but we have a pretty decent sized shower, a sink that swivels so that you can get to your toilet. This toilet actually has water in it all the time, which we learned is not great. He told us it wasn't going to flush around, but that wasn't true. And then behind the sink is storage, and right here is more storage. So you can keep like your toothbrush and your soap and all of that in these 2 spots, which is excellent. The more storage in these things when you're going to be here for a long period of time, the better it is. So we have a wardrobe right here and all of our electronics, and we have heating and cooling. So we have AC and heat. We're actually using the heat most of the time because we're in April, so it's actually pretty cold most of the places that we're going. But you do have AC, which is really helpful if you're doing something like this in the summer. So something to check for. It can run on propane or electric. This right here is a door. It's not a closet like it looks like, but if you were staying with people or like had kids or something and you just wanted some privacy, you can just shut the door. In the back of our RV is our bedroom. And this bedroom is actually one of the 2 slide outs. So behind me is actually slid out right now. So in order to drive the RV, we actually have to flip part of the mattress over. It's in 2 pieces. You flip it over and then you pull the whole thing in. But this bed is a walk around bed. So we have space on all 3 sides of our bed, which is so convenient if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night or you just want to get up before the other person. You know, it's crawling over each other and waking each other up, which is excellent. It's really just an awesome setup. This RV is really small and is a huge change for us, but we've been in it for a few days now and we absolutely love the RV life and are really looking forward to our next 2 months. We highly recommend this to anybody who's really interested, especially in doing things like the national parks like we are. So if you are interested in RVing, definitely check out RV Share. Throw some tips and tricks about RV life if that's something you've done into the comments, and make sure you hit that subscribe button to keep track of us on our adventures for the next 2 months in this RV and wherever we end up after that. Thanks!